From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business. It's September and the world's longest Christmas celebration begins in the Philippines. The COVID-19 pandemic cannot dampen the mood of Filipinos welcoming the so-called Burr months, making meaningful memories with family and friends.
Para sa akin po, makasama ko po yung mga anak ko, lalo yung mga mahal ko sa buhay. Masaya na po ako.
Businesses are in high spirits as well, expecting that people will spend to celebrate the season of cheer.
Dito sa Divisoria, doon ako bibili na kailangan ngayon pa lang. Siguro mga 2 months before, bago mag-December, bibili ka na, mas mura. Makakamura ka.
And cargo companies are again in their busiest time, hoping that the Filipino tradition of gift-giving to families far and near would defy the odds of a global economic slowdown. The opportunities and challenges in the shipping and delivery business in our sweet vision. The Philippine economy is counting on higher consumer spending from the so-called Burr months for that much-needed year-end boost. But will the spike in the cost of commodities discourage our kababayans from spending more during the holidays? How will this affect the business sector? Let's now have an exchange with Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industries, George Barcelon. Happy Burr months to you, George.
Yes, happy Burr month.
So what is your outlook?
Good evening, Rico.
What is your outlook for retail businesses in the Burr months? Will it be brighter this year compared to 2021?
I would look at it from the point that with Filipinos, the Burr months are important month. And based on the track record, normally they have increase of sales starting September. But the peak will reach about towards the end of November, which is about 30% to 50% more than the regular months.
Do the MSMEs really benefit from the Burr months, or is it just the conglomerates, the big businesses?
Well, the MSMEs really, this is the Burr month is really the masa, no, who are buying, and the MSMEs are the one that is supplying. They're part of the supply chain, so they really benefit from the Burr month.
But micro and small businesses, George, face many challenges this year. You still have the ongoing COVID-19 health crisis. You have the falling peso near historical lows. You have higher interest rates, rising fuel prices. Aren't these issues that will dampen their holiday spirit?
These are issues of concern, especially that you mentioned the peso has devalued somewhat. But again, the spirit of Christmas is there, and they will spend. They will spend the bonus that they will be getting both from the private and the government sector. It's just a question that the peso will allow them to just buy so much of or eat so much, no. But definitely, I think the amount will be better than last year. Well, primarily, as you said, there's a devaluation and everything is slightly more expensive.
That's right. With the devaluation of the peso, importing goods and raw materials will be far more expensive this year. With the peso at 56 plus against the US dollar.
Right.
From discussing with your fellow businessmen, are we seeing less items now being imported, especially during the Burr months when we usually see a rise in imported items?
Yeah. Rico, one issue that has been brought to our attention is the shortage of agri products, like onions and others. No, of course, the government, under instruction from President BBM, is to really take out the smugglers. So for that, it's been a couple of months that the supply of important agri products is at critical level. So that might dampen the sector, on the food sector. I hope that that can be remedied by the end of probably by October.
Hope it will be remedied, as you say, sooner rather than later. George, let's now listen to our kababayans and their sentiments on rising prices.
Kalimitan naman ho yan kasi sir, sa pag magpapasko at bagong taon talaga namang tumataas talaga lagi ang mga presyo natin.
Natural naman lagi yun eh. Tuwing Pasko yun eh, di ba? Tataas, bababa, tataas. Yan lang sir.
Oo sir, tataas. Siyempre, tumataas yung gasolina natin, siyempre.
You can feel the fear of our kababayans, George, with rising prices. Do businesses really raise their prices, especially during the holiday season, and because they want to make more money and make up for the losses of the earlier months?
That's true. That's true. You cannot avoid that. And then there's no, well, as I said, no more money flowing during the burn month, especially during the end of the year. But what I can share with you, for the last 2 weeks, I spent 3 days in Ormoc, in Leyte, and I spent also 2 days in Surigao, Tandang, because of our business conferences. And I can feel the spirit is up. Although they share their concern, no, on the fuel prices, on prices of commodities. But the spirit is up, and I hope that the government is able to mitigate at least the rising cost of important commodities, or even with slight increase in price, make them available for a normal supply chain to go on.
Of course, George, there's a lot of excitement during the burn months, people buying from the micro, small, and medium enterprises. But when this is all over, what is the business sector's assistance to the local manufacturers and producers who, of course, will experience a lull in their sales and revenues from January onwards of next year?
Usually, the first quarter of a new year would start slowly. I'm not going to be rumor mongering, but the thing is, there seems to be a possibility of again another rise in interest rates, because this is what's being discussed by the federal government, Federal Reserve, in the U.S. So I hope if there's an increase, it will not be too much, because the interest rate has really gone up, and it's taxing on businessmen, especially for the small one.
Well, I hope that doesn't materialize. Thank you so much for this Business Outlook exchange during the holiday season. Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry President George Barcelon. And now here's a rundown of this week's top business stories. Media company ABS-CBN will no longer buy a third of TV5 after the two networks terminated their investment arrangement. Manny Pangilinan Signal Cable will also drop its plan to acquire 39% of ABS-CBN-led Sky Cable. The Transportation Department rolls out cashless payments in modern public utility vehicles. Only select land bank prepaid and credit cards will be accepted in the first month, pending guidelines from other banks. And Indian billionaire Gautam Adani is now the third richest man in the world, the first Asian to take that spot. He is worth around $137 billion. That's a whopping 7.8 trillion pesos, trailing Tesla's CEO Elon Musk and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. And coming up on The Exchange, where your business is our business. Are small businesses looking to a brighter Christmas season amid the economic challenges? Go Negosyo and Christmas Decor Philippines. Join us next. And what is a Filipino Christmas without the staple Balikbayan boxes? We'll have an exchange with US-based freight company Manila Forwarder. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Welcome back right here to The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas for some households and establishments this early in the season. Carols in the air, trimmings on the ground. Will the season be merry and bright for small businesses? Let's now have an exchange with Go Negosyo Executive Director Thermina Akram and Christmas Decor Philippines founder and CEO Donald Mark Wood. Happy Burr months to both of you. Donald, let's me start off with you. How are your preparations ahead of the Christmas holidays?
Medyo mahirap din po yung preparation, no? It's quite difficult kasi marami na rin kami competitors. Right now, marami na rin talaga nagpusbungan na same line ng business sa amin. Pero syempre, ginagawa pa rin naman namin yung makakaya namin para mas mapaganda pa rin yung products na i-deliver namin sa mga kapwa nating mga Pilipino.
So Donald, nakikita mo ba umaakyat yung sales mo ng Christmas decors this year? Mas maganda ba siya compared to 2021?
Yes sir, no. Maganda naman yung track ng sales natin. Marami naman na din bumibili. Last August, marami na tayong nabenta. At saka, tingin ko mas lalaki pa yung benta ngayon kasi tapos na tayo dun sa pandemic period eh. Okay, kaya ayun po, tingin ko mas nataas talaga yung sales ngayong taon at saka sa mga susunod pa na taon.
Thermina, how is Go Negosyo assisting our micro, small enterprises to boost their businesses during the holiday season and recover, of course, from the lockdowns over the past 2.5 years?
Yeah, basically Rico Go Negosyo has been rolling out programs all over the Philippines, specifically in the Luzon area for the meantime, and providing one-on-one mentorship for these small businesses. Especially right now that mobility is back and small businesses are actually looking forward to the fourth quarter or the Burr months so as they can bounce back from the impacts of the pandemic. Especially now na mas malaya na tayo makakalabas.
And which sectors may see an improvement in sales in the Burr months?
Well, of course, those offering usual naman food businesses and those in retail. They're the ones talaga na medyo mas maraki yung sales nila towards the end of the year. Of course, I'm pretty sure most of the bazaars or the face-to-face selling will also be back around November and December. And this is a great opportunity for MSMEs to sell to customers. Plus, people have an additional purchasing power with 13th-month pay and bonuses coming along towards the end of the year.
Pero Donald, para sa negosyo mo ba, are we really gonna see better sales? Kasi mas mataas ngayon ang cost of materials, no? Hindi ba? Meron tayong falling peso, higher interest rates, rising fuel prices. Maapekto ba ang Christmas decor business mo due to this?
Regarding naman po doon, medyo may epekto talaga siya. Talagang nagmahal yung mga materyales natin para sa paggawa ng parol. Pero as an entrepreneur, kailangan para natin humanap ng paraan para worth it naman yung ibabayad ng mga customer natin dun sa mataas na price ng parol. So yung may mga additional kami na technologies na ina-add sa mga parols namin para worth it din talaga yung ibabayad ng customer dun sa price na parol namin. So, quality po talaga, bawi naman sa quality. Kaya, gano'n pa rin po. Tataas pa din talaga yung sales na.
At sinabi mo, our kababayans we're already starting to buy Christmas decors nung August. Ano ba ang best-selling Christmas products ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Apart from the parols?
Best-selling talaga namin, Sir Rico, is yung special parol. Yun talaga yung pinakamabenta eh. Bukod sa quality siya, mas matibay talaga yung pagkakagawa sa kanya. Ayun po. Saka maganda talaga tignan kahit walang ilaw. Kahit hindi siya sindihan, maganda na yung design.
Nakikita ko lang yung parol mo nafe-feel ko na yung Christmas spirit. And Thermina, how important is the digital platform in boosting the sales of micro and small businesses?
Of course, it provides an additional market for all of these MSMEs, Mas lumalawak yung reach nila and mas may natatarget silang mga bagong customer compared dun sa mga usual lang nilang binibentahan. Of course, all-in-one na din yung ibang mga marketplaces, Hindi na sila namomroblema sa logistics kasi meron ng logistics. At the same time, yung payment process also are digitalized. So, mas napapadali at mas napaparami yung benta nila if they really embrace these digital platforms as part of their business strategy.
But of course, with the rising cost which I mentioned to Donald earlier. Will this basically also tighten the purse strings, the wallets of our kababayans? Because although they have their 13 months pay, it will also go to other things.
Yeah, I understand. Basically, everyone is experiencing that problem right now. But with the rising prices, I think, and the increased mobility and face-to-face school is also back, kahit na paunti-unti, makakatulong pa rin yan sa mga maliliit na negosyo. It might not be the same as before, but at least it's better than last year. No, when we were still recovering from the pandemic, yung mga lockdowns before.
And Donald, para sa'yo, are you also using the online platform, hindi lang direct selling sa mga stores ninyo to market your Christmas decorations?
Yes, sir, Rico. No. Actually, we focus more on the social media platforms po sa pagbebenta ng parol namin. Kasi before, traditional way pa yung pagbebenta namin. Ngayon talaga digitalized na siya. At sa mas malaking boost talaga sa benta namin, sa sales namin, yung paggamit ng digital marketing po.
And Sir Mina,
Napataas niya po talaga yung sales namin.
And Sir Mina, surely the holidays will improve the earnings, no, of our micro, small, and medium enterprises. But after the holidays, how can you assist them in sustaining their business?
Well, actually, tama ka Rico, no? By the time na mag-first quarter, medyo mag-slow down na yung kumbaga purchasing power and also yung mobility and medyo magta-tighten na ulit. But Go Negosyo offers regular mentorship programs para sa ating mga maliliit na negosyo para just in case they needed to apply business strategies or mga new ways of improving their sales, pwedeng-pwede. Meron tayong mall-based mentoring, kundi meron silang magkakataon na magkaroon ng one-on-one sa ating mga top business mentors in the country. At meron din tayong partnership with DTI para naman sa isang longer term na mentorship which is around 2 months, no, para mas mapabuti at mas mapaigi pa nila yung kanilang mga negosyo.
Thank you to you both for this Christmas Outlook Exchange. Go Negosyo Executive Director Thermina Akram and Christmas Decors Philippines founder Donald Mark Wood. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. Christmas is around the corner when the Balikbayan boxes begin arriving at your doorstep. We get the holiday outlook of cargo companies with Manila Forwarder joining us next, right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. The most wonderful time of the year can also mean the busiest period for freight forwarders as shipping demands increase. What can we expect for the Burr months during the pandemic in terms of the delivery services? We now have an exchange with the founder of Los Angeles-based firm Manila Forwarder, Manny Baez. Manny, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Burr months to you. And this early, are Filipino Americans already planning to send their Balikbayan boxes to their loved ones back here in the Philippines?
That's true. They really have to do it fast and early this time because of what's going on around the world. As some people would think that the COVID pandemic is gone, but it's not. And then the after effect of that COVID pandemic, wherein the whole economy of the world stopped for a while, for 2 years, more than 2 years. So there's really a lot of things to catch up.
What is the volume like, Manny, when the Burr months begin? Does it expand by double or triple compared to the previous months?
Actually, it's more than triple because with the data that we have, the average person here in the US sends 3 times a year, sends their Balikbayan boxes 3 times a year. One is, of course, before Christmas. The other one is before the school season starts. And the other one is just for birthday or something special for their family. So when it comes to Christmas time, the volume of senders actually triples or quadruples depending on the capability of everyone, because a lot of people still not making enough money these days. You know, a lot
Well,
of people are still unemployed.
I was about to ask you that as a follow-up question, Manny, because our U.S. kababayans also face many challenges. Not only is there COVID, as you mentioned, but goods are more expensive now. Higher inflation, rising fuel prices. This could also dampen the holiday spirit of sending those Balikbayan boxes back here to their families and relatives.
Yeah, you're correct, Rico. However, you know, this spirit of giving, it doesn't have to be so materialistic. You know, sometimes just the thought that you thought about your relatives overseas, do some, you know, get something simple, something like a token. Sometimes you could even do your own gifts. You know, like that's what my wife does during the pandemic. She makes her own Christmas gift, and it meant a lot to the people who are receiving them. So it's not really money, you know.
Absolutely, because every Balikbayan box, whether big or small, has many things in it. It could be a personal gift, which is handmade by you. It could be shoes, clothes, toys, and dried food. So every Balikbayan box, whether big, small, or medium size, means a lot to the families here back home.
Totally, totally. And that's what the spirit of Christmas, you know, it's not really about money, about how expensive the gifts are. And that should not stop people from remembering or giving some gifts to their loved ones in the Philippines. You just look around your closet. Sometimes, you know, you'll be surprised. You order something on Amazon that you haven't used for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. You know, the people in the Philippines would appreciate those, you know.
Absolutely. Stocked up goods will really be appreciated by our friends here in the country. And Filipinos anywhere in the world, Manny, still send home stuff, spur of the moment, last minute, as they say. What is the latest time of the Burr months should they be sending their Balikbayan boxes if it's by sea to reach in time for Christmas?
Actually, it's a good thing that you were able to have me on your show today, because a lot of people, some people actually haven't realized that the world has changed. You know, that there's a lot of delays in shipping, a lot of delays in customs clearing, a lot of delays. Even here in the US, there are times that you cannot even get a container availability. And now, what's going on with the international trade? They're cutting down the routes going to the Philippines because the Philippines has few exports. So when the vessel goes to the Philippines from the transshipment points, either in Kaohsiung, Hong Kong, or Taiwan, on the way back, there's nothing to bring out. So it's important that we understand that. And another thing that we're doing is we're doing a project among young people in the Philippines to encourage them to do exports. You know, small, they could start small, and we have a group of companies here in the US that is willing to mentor them to develop the export of the Philippine government.
That is a great idea. As a final question, what are the trends are you seeing right now among our Filipino-American kababayans there, especially the baby boomers? They're not only sending their Balikbayan boxes, but they're sending their things home and coming home.
Yeah, they're coming back. You know, their pension here in the US is multiplied 54 times, or I don't know, it could be higher. I don't know.
56
But
times
then,
now.
aside
$1
from
US
that,
dollars, 56 pesos.
Yeah, so if your pension is would go a long way in the Philippines. And aside from that, you know, most of the kids here, like my kids, you know, I ask my children, "Hey, will you take care of me when I grow old?" I said, "Dad, you know, we'll have our own family, so you will take care of you as much as we could, but then don't expect us to take care of your to do what you're doing to my lolo and lola, because they could see that we will take care of our lolo and lola, especially the first generation. But now the second generation, I don't think it would happen. So it's a wise move for them to relocate back to the Philippines, hire some people that would take care of them, and they could still go back and forth, you know, as long as they still could. It's important that they have their home base somewhere where it's safe, somewhere they're comfortable with, and somewhere that they would enjoy.
Thank you so much, Manny, for this Christmas shipping exchange. Manila Forwarder founder based in Los Angeles, Manny Paez. And this is the exchange who makes sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle, because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Thanks for watching CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust.